November. Today is the 3rd. Halloween's over. All the goodies are got. There's always something going off around here. Oh, man. What a great weekend, though. My God, Halloween was absolutely amazing. Um, a lot less tricks than treats. I mean, I'll be honest about it. Give you guys a little bit of idea how respected they made me feel. We were out doing our normal trick or treating route out around, Camp Ritchie Folk and stuff out there at Diamond Lake. And, I actually went trick or treating with the kid, dressed up, put on my Viking outfit, was carrying my what, 8 foot Odin lance with me, was doing good. I felt great. Didn't get tired, wasn't hurting, didn't snow for the first time in 10 years of being in this town. It did not flurry or snow on Halloween. They're getting snow up north. I don't know why we didn't get any, but we got all of our trick or treating done, came back to our neighborhood to do some trick or treating and stuff, and bumped into one of the wife's cousins that comes over and plays cards with her on occasion. And she's like, "Are you guys going to go down to the haunted forest?" We're like, "What haunted forest? Is there a forest?" I said, "Oh, it's right down the road from your house." "There's a forest?" What is this thing saying? This thing is saying something strange now. What's it saying? Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Um, we're still working, so we're good. Um, but got down there, and it was a friend that Steph has known since high school. I guess his family had got a hold of the owner of the whole tract of land right along the railroad tracks. And of course, you guys remember here earlier this year, Mark and I went down to the old train station and stuff with the caboose and everything that neighbors had reported on being haunted. Well, up closer to Arnie's house, they had a bunch of, like, I'm not going to say it's a big forest, but it's probably an acre of woods right there along the train tracks. And got up there and got out, and he's all dressed up. He's holding a candy bucket. He's passing out candy. People are going in the woods. They're following the trails through. Of course, they got Ghostface, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and killer clowns, and all kinds of stuff in this forest hiding. All they have are these little tea lights marking the trail going all the way through this forest. And, or this little woods. I'm not going to call it a forest. It's a little woods. I mean, I think 2 deer would get claustrophobic trying to hide in this thing. But we get out of the truck. He looks at me, he goes, "Dude, you look badass." He goes, "I got something for you, and I meant to give it to you a couple months ago, but here, I'll give it to you now because you can use it." That is a Grimfrost Viking helm. Real chainmail, everything. This thing's like $200. And when he had encountered me back in May doing my Viking at the Ren Fair that I do security for every year, he had picked it up for me. And then he took off and went to Florida and never gave it to me, and just came back here recently. And when he seen me, gave it to me. So, that made me feel so good. Of course, I got a new coffee mug out of the holiday too. So I'm not gonna feel. I mean, I can't feel too awful bad. Not to mention, I got a bunch of really healthy Halloween snacks. So, but all right, I'm gonna jump into the chat here a little bit. Literally jump into it, like lean into it. So, hope y'all enjoy the look of the top of my head. Let's get up here and see some of this stuff. What do we? Good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Good morning, Justin. Um, how's it going? How you doing? I'm good, thank you. And yourself? Doing okay. Had my birthday on the 30th and went to a model train store, or model train show and military show at the Kalamazoo Fairgrounds yesterday. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself, bud. I know you was looking forward to going to that. I used to take grandkids to the rail museums when they were young. Can't blame you. I enjoy it a lot. Of course, I had to work yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to go do anything. But and then by the time I got out of work, the wife was already gone to work. So I sat around the house. Actually, went out and blowed leaves yesterday. Went out and blowed leaves for about 4.5 hours yesterday. Got everything done but the front yard, and that's when old boy that gave me that come walking up to me and said, "Hey, I've got one of those mulcher vacuums." He says, "All you gotta do is just pull it out away from the moss bed and the sides of the house and stuff, and I can go through and uh, get it all mulched up and sucked up for you. So why didn't you come by like 5 hours ago and tell me that?" He says, "Hey, better late than never, I guess." True that. So yeah, he's going to come by today about noon. I got to go out and blow everything away from the edge of the house and get the stuff off the hill down onto the edge of the road. And he's going to come by and mulch it and suck it. And that's exactly how he said it. He says, "You do the blowing, I'll do the sucking." A little early in the morning for the innuendos, but hey, I'm always game for a good comeback. Oh, let me see here. Um, got myself a new train and a track. Cleaning caboose for HO scale train set. There you go. I used to collect model railroad stuff, but there wasn't room in my place when we moved here. And it's really funny. My love for trains, stuff like that, came from my mom's brother-in-law. Um, when I was really little, they lived in the house next door to my grandmother that my mom and all of her sisters grew up in. And it was like, God, 15 or 16 rooms. And they only used one of the 5 rooms upstairs. And my uncle built these. I mean, he took sawhorses and everything else, and had these 8 by or 4 by 8 or 4 by 10 sheets of plywood sitting all around the room, and had one in the center of the room, and all of these had different scenes on them. One of them was like the old west. One of them was um, a city like Chicago or something like that. One of them was, just a forest with caves, but he had different train sets on each one of them. Some of them had multiple train sets on them. And I remember when I was, 6, 7 years old, I would sit up there with his conductor hat on, and on his little bar stool, and I would just keep spinning around, watching all these different trains, the lights coming through the caves, the whistles blowing. Some of them made smoke. You know, he had some really cool setups, and that's actually what got me started. Well, that's what got me started with bigger setups. My grandfather, before I was even born, bought me a Lionel Wabash cannonball, and I mean it was only what, 3.5 foot. The track made a big oval. Had one of those red plastic box controllers with the metal knob on top, and I used to sit and play with that thing for hours. So, my uncle just really intensified that love of mine for model trains and stuff. I can go to a train museum or a model train store or something and spend hours looking at the different trains and the accessories you can buy to to build those large sets and stuff. It's I love it. Um, Good morning, Santee. Hope you're doing well. Great video Saturday, by the way. Um, I sat there and was watching it, and I was thinking, man, I mean, I need to send him a message, tell him howdy, and dude, ranches, I like that. And I thought, nah, I'll talk to him. So, hope everyone is doing okay. Oh yeah, definitely okay. Um, Also, I'm about to start my new job tomorrow. Very cool. I take it your background check came through well, and yeah, apparently, if you're getting ready to start the job. When we went from a 5 bedroom house to a 1 bedroom, some stuff just had to go. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's funny when we got kids, we always have more room to play. But when the kids all go off and start families of their own and we downsize, um, yeah, frankly, I would love to add another 12 feet off that way to make room for this place so it doesn't seem so cluttered. Ain't never going to happen. Much like Grandpa and Grandma, I'll end up dying in this place, especially if the wife kills me. I have one of the controllers. Oh, do you? Yeah, I used to love the just it was just a red molded plastic box, had a black bottom on it, had the little like piddly ass little out or yeah, Phillips screws, like four of them in the bottom of it. I had a molded pot metal, basically an arrow controller on top that you turn to make it go faster and everything. So it's chilly morning this morning, guys. I'll tell you what. Uh, 3 mornings since we talked last. I've got up in the morning. It's been in the 30s. 2 days ago, it was 28 degrees when I got up. Had been misting and sprinkling most of the night. Was really surprised if we didn't get any, if it didn't switch over to snow a little bit. But it wound up going from 28 to 29 to 28, and then we got up to 41 for a high, like way later in the day. So, not seeing any snow yet. We are currently at 43. It's gone up 5, 6 degrees since I got up. Sun's not up yet. Of course, forecast says sunny. Other forecast says rain arriving in minutes. So, God bless those meteorologists, and I just hope and pray that one day they can all get their story straight. Um, when is the next paranormal investigation? Hello. Good morning, dog. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. I have no clue. I have no clue. I was supposed to do that investigation um, last Saturday before the Saturday before Halloween. Um, I contacted her. I talked to her on Sunday, talked to her on Monday, talked to her on Tuesday, asked her if she had a chance to go over her CCTV footage. She said no, she's been working like crazy. With winter coming up, business is going to slow down. She's trying to pool up as much money in the bank as she could. Um, she said, but when I get home tonight, I will go through the all the camera footage from the last 4 days, 3 days, something like that. And she'd send it to me, and she'd give me a call and let me know how things have been. And didn't hear from her. Didn't try to contact her on Wednesday, the 29th. Tried to contact her Thursday, the 30th. Or I'm sorry, I'm a week off. Um, but tried to contact her that Wednesday, which would have been the 22nd. Tried to contact or didn't contact her then. Tried to contact her Thursday, the 23rd, and Friday, the 24th, and the morning of Saturday, which we were planning to do the investigation at 7 o'clock that night on the 25th. Did not hear back from her at all. Went through the wife's aunt to get a hold of her mom. Her mom said, yes, I'll give the message and make sure she calls or something. Nothing. Tried to contact her on Sunday, the 26th, Monday, the 27th, and Tuesday, the 28th, and Wednesday, the 29th, and never heard back from her. She hasn't even looked at the messages. So I don't know what's going on. I'm still very concerned. Of course, I've seen the aunt or the wife's aunt down at the gas station coming home from work one day, and she said, I will call her personally, and I will keep calling her until she answers, and we'll figure out why, as excited she was about getting this investigation done and putting things to rest, um, she hasn't contacted you. And I've not heard back anything yet. So, no clue. None whatsoever. It's bothering me because of some of the personal attacks that have gone on in that house, and I think, the normal everyday person in me says something's fishy. She catfished me. Da 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 da. Something. The paranormal investigator in me says, with all of the terrible personal attacks and physical attacks and stuff like that her and her daughter have been dealing with, once she started to get happy and and mentally in that, oh, I'm going to get this solved, we're going to get rid of these things, da 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 da, something made her not contact me. So I don't know. I don't know. Until I get a chance to talk to her, I will not know. Um, um, they need look out. Ah, I think that's Tony because I got that FKING in there, so I'm pretty sure that's Tony. Um, they oh yeah, it is. They need to look out a fucking window. Sometimes last night I was at Niles High School of indie pro wrestling. It was fun. Oh, cool! I know how much you love your wrestling, dude. I know how much you love your wrestling. I ain't never in my life met a bigger wrestling fan than you, bud. Okay, I know the paper's coming loose here. I just can't find the edge. Oh well, smoke it till it lifts up. Weather forecasters. Oh, I agree. They really do. They honestly do need to look out a window on occasion. That's what I was telling the wife this morning. I've got one National Weather Service site that says it's going to be sunny today, and I've got one National Weather Service site that says rain expected in. I think it's at that point in time it said like 50 minutes. So about any time now, and we're overcast like crazy. I mean, it looks like 7 o'clock in the morning out here. Just a little bit of light and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I was real happy. I found my little ghost coffee mug on Saturday, right after Halloween. He was a whole dollar at the dollar store. Um, but since I collect coffee mugs, it's always nice to just add one more little spooky coffee mug to my collection. I got my Chucky, and I've got my Day of the Dead mug, my skull mug, and I've got the one ghost mug that I've been using. I got this one. I got my crystal skull. Love my crystal skull. Ooh, it's a big coffee mug too. That's a half a pot of coffee right there. I think in my past life I was a pro wrestler. In your past life, you was a pro wrestler. If you was, Ian, a pro wrestler in a previous life, I hope to hell you was about 2 foot taller and 200 pounds heavier, or your wrestling name would have been ass whooping, because that's what you would have been getting in every match. That'd be like putting Pee Wee Herman in a bodysuit and sending him out in the ring with Dick the Bruiser or something. Randy Orton. That would have been cute. 98 pounds, 298 pounds. Good morning, Sarah. Hope you're doing good this morning. Hope you got some nice weather out there. Yeah, it says it's 43 degrees outside right now, but I'll be honest with you, it does not feel like 43 degrees. It is colder. Well, I got good reference here. It is colder than a well digger's butt in chainmail underwear out there. It is chilly. Uh, Mother fudder. What is this lighting up down here? Huh. Never seen it do that before. That must be another one of those new features that YouTube has added to the channel that they neglected in telling anybody about. Because never before have I crossed my arrow to go over under the video and the area where it says, how many people are watching, how long ago the stream started, the info or the description of the stream, and it lit up when you crossed over the top of it. So that must be another one of those new features that just cropped up out of nowhere. But yeah, it was a super good Halloween. Um, of course, here in what 3 weeks we got Turkey Day coming up. Then we get a little bit of a break for about a month. I don't even want to think about that one. The way my hours and stuff go at work, I'm going to have to start buying Christmas in January to have enough Christmas stored away for December. $5 here, $5 here, $5 here. Oh, your Halloween, did you ever get a hold of that lady has a haunted house? Actually, we were just talking about that just a few minutes ago. And no, I've still not got response one. I have sicked the wife's aunt on her twice. She's got a hold of her mom. Her mom said, "Yes, I will get a hold of her. I will transfer the message, and she will be getting a hold of you. Uh, I will find out what's going on." Not heard anything. Not heard anything. And it's like it's like I said. The normal everyday person says, "Okay, she was faking everything. She catfished me, yada, yada, yada." The paranormal investigator says, something is making her not contact me. Something new. She was getting excited about cleaning the house and everything, and it's making her not contact me. So I don't know. Until I talk to her, I will not know the truth to it. I won't. I don't know. So I now have a bluegrass band set up here with a banjo, mandolin, and violin or fiddle. I always prefer fiddle for the grandkids. Same. I don't know what I'm going to do about presents. I guess I'll figure it out. To me, it's just discouraging because every year I know that we have trouble because of what we bring in a year compared to what we have going out with the house and everything. Um, but I'm always trying to help other families, even if it's just a couple things. And it gets real discouraging when not only can I not help the other families, but I can't help my own. So yeah, it just I, I'm hoping and praying come January when I get that insurance when they do the early sign up at Blue Cross that I can get my eyes fixed, which means I can go out and get a second job, which means more money coming in. So I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping I can start going back to the doctor again, get my eyes straightened out, or at least one of them. I don't know about this one. It's starting to look pretty silvery in there around the pupil and stuff. But get my blood clot medicine going again, get my heart medicine, get my blood pressure medicine, get my diabetic medicine. So yeah, and hope and pray that I don't get so excited that I finally got insurance and can do everything, that my blood pressure goes up, I have a stroke, then a heart attack, and go back into a diabetic coma. So and get blood clots. We'll just have to see. I'm hoping that don't happen. Um, but yeah, Christmas, you know, to me is it's really honestly more of a pain in the butt than it is a blessing, because this is not where I saw myself being 20 years ago. I used to work my ass off 50, 60 hours a week climbing ladders, carrying 2 bundles of shingles on my shoulder up 2 stories or 2.5 stories, putting on safety harnesses and stuff to roof houses that had pitches on them like this, and it just when this decided to break down finally, it told me real quick, nope, no more. And the wife hears all these stories about what I used to do back when I done custom brick, block, and stone and was lugging around, you know, 50, 75 pound block and putting it on the stone saw and cutting it and making all these custom patios and walkways and Chinese gardens and stuff like that. You know, she's hearing all these stories and seeing pictures, and she said, "How come I got the broken down guy and not the one that worked like that?" Great timing. It was good timing. You got me during the oh God, I just want to roll over and die stage in my life, and the ones that cheated on me and stole my money and stuff like that were the ones that got the hardworking guy. That's what it was. You know, the ones that didn't work. That was really glad I did. And you work, so you know you got the broken down guy. You know that the oh Calgon, please take me away guy. Um, I did the roofing gig when I was young. I think anybody who's ever really worked, I mean, not now I can't even say that because that's not fair to people that can't do it or have never had the chance to do it. But I think any one of us guys that have ever done manual labor on a job that depended on that manual labor has done a roofing gig, or maybe at the absolute most decided, okay, I'm not going to pay $10,000 for this roof and have somebody else do it. I'm going to pay $4,000 for materials and do it myself. And you know, it's insane. It's insane. You know, I would still, now don't get me wrong. Even at my age, I would still get up on this roof because you know the pitch is like this. It's not like I used to do. It's like this. So I would have absolutely no problem getting up on this roof and redoing everything. What? Oh, it's a Facebook post. But yeah, I'd do it if I had the money to replace this roof. And this, believe me, this roof needs replaced. They bought this house 2 years ago, and it had 10-year shingles on it. So as you can imagine, it looks like somebody walked around up here on this roof with a power sander and just did this over the top of the shingles. There's moss growing everywhere. The shingles are ratted. Some of them are broken in half. It's it's terrible. And then they planted 7 pine trees out here that are now over 70 feet tall, and big limbs and stuff have fallen and scratched, tore up the shingles, and oh, what tangled webs we weave. Bye, honey. Have a good day at work. She won't come in here anymore because of the. She's scared to death of dolls. She's never owned a doll that didn't frighten the hell out of her. And especially dolls that have stories behind them. She won't get around them. I'm going to do roofing. You should because you are one tough little bird. I'll tell you what, I could see you up on a roof, sitting on your booty in a pair of jeans, scooting your arse all around the roof, laying rows of shingles down, toting shingles up and down the ladder, damn tool, a nail belt wrapped strapped around your waist, up there swinging a roofing hammer. I could see it. I don't think that you'd ever surprise me on some of the crap you'd try to pull off or succeed in pulling off. I just did the roof on this garage last fall. Drew is insane. No, I was tested. I'm not insane. What are y'all gonna do for Thanksgiving? Come to your house. The wife has to work again. I might just take a Greyhound out to your place and stay there till Christmas. I don't know, hang out with you and the kids. Like, I don't know. I haven't been told about Thanksgiving plans yet. It will be here before you know it. No one is talking about Thanksgiving. They are getting Christmas stuff out. Don't they have a buffet? They have, it's not a buffet at the satellite casino that she works at. She don't work at one of the main ones. She works at a satellite. So yes, they have a Timbers restaurant in there, but they don't have a buffet. What they will do is they will set up something for the employees that work on Thanksgiving. Because see, with their holidays, it's kind of weird. You can either be off on Thanksgiving and work on Christmas, or you can work on Thanksgiving, be off on Christmas. So she always chooses to work on Thanksgiving, be off on Christmas because she wants to be here all day on Christmas and have a Christmas story on loop on the TV over and over and over till I walk in the room and change the channel and get yelled at, and then it goes back on a Christmas story again. But I might get 15 or 20 minutes of not hearing Ralphie talking about, pink bunnies or anything. But Verba sticking his tongue to a flagpole or the Red Ryder BB gun. Um, yeah, it is about time for the stores to start putting out Easter's. Yeah, yeah. Well, some of our stores have got Christmas and Valentine's Day out already. I was looking at what was our Family Dollar uh, yesterday. I think it was, yeah, yesterday because we had to go and get trash bags. But what was packed on Thursday with Halloween stuff. I guess people came in on Friday and 8 a.m. Saturday morning and pillaged the place. They had a section about 3 foot wide left of a few Halloween things. Everything else was Valentine's Day, and on the other side of the aisle, the whole aisle was Christmas. So yeah, it's about that time. Of course, I got 3 weeks till I gotta start. I try to do that traditional thing where I put up my Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving and take it down within a couple days after New Year's. You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. Um, blah 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 blah. My missus closes work on the holidays, so coworkers with kids can be off. We do our holiday on January 1st. Always makes sense. when you do that too. Right after New Year's, the holidays are over with. You got New Year's Day, everybody gets together. They do Christmas together then because, when you get married, and I'm sure anybody here that's been married before, you grow up going to grandma's place, then other grandma's place, and then you might go back to your place, and the family kind of converges and does a pitch in. And then you get married, and then it's grandma's place, and other grandma's place, and her grandma's place, and her mom and dad and your mom and dad, and you start running right after the kids open their presents. By 9 a.m. you're in the car trying to scrape the windows off and get it warm enough to go anywhere, and you don't get home until time to go to bed because you're running from place to place to place to place to place. So yeah, with you, I like the way that you and the missus do your Christmas, Tony. Um, you got your daughters that want to come and see you. Their husbands that may want to go and see their family. You know, they come to your place after the holidays. It's more money. It's holidays and it's more money, Sarah, and we don't get stuff going on anyway. You'll shoot your eye out. Yes, holiday pay is nice. I don't get holiday pay as I'm salary. However, I do get Thanksgiving break. You should get Christmas break too. My missus got $1,000 bonus for hitting 30 years last payday. We go to theirs, not room here for family gatherings. Makes sense. Yeah, the wife used to get a turkey on Thanksgiving, and she would get a big ham on Christmas. Well, a couple days before Christmas or whatever. And right after the pandemic, they quit that. They quit that. They started getting you like a gift certificate for like Myers or something for a ham or something. And we got to travel. What is it, like a 40-minute, 45-minute round trip just to go to a Myers? We don't go there. That place is expensive. Now we had to go to Walmart last week, but we were already in town when we decided to go, which I was very happy about because oh, these were on sale at Walmart, and it was $6.99 for this. Now this is a 64-ounce French vanilla. Their 32-ounce was $4.99. So you tell me which is smarter: 32 ounces for $5, or 64 ounces for $7. Getting twice the amount for $2 more. That thing's like $9 at my store here in town. So when I saw that puppy on sale, I snagged it up. Don't necessarily like French vanilla, but they only make these big ones at our stores in French vanilla and hazelnut. And well, toss of the coin, I'm going French vanilla. Um, we go to the man up and drink your coffee black. Yeah, I try to stay away from the bitter because the bitter, for some reason, and I can't figure. I don't know if I got an ulcer or what the deal is, but for some reason, bitter makes my stomach hurt like super bad. Now I'm drinking it black now, only because I've had more than enough of that this morning. My first, what, 2 or 3 cups had a drizzle of that in there. And I'm starting to feel it. So it was time to start bittering up a little bit. Also, I can't figure this out, and maybe you older folks that have more coffee experience than me can explain this. How come when you drink it with cream and sugar, or creamer and sugar, or whatever, it don't make you have to pee near as bad as when you drink it black? I've had 2 cups of black coffee. I gotta use the bathroom like crazy. I just used it. What time is it? 8:51. I used it 55 minutes ago. I already got to use it again. I need to have a bucket or something right down here on the floor. I can just ease up here and carry on a conversation. Please ignore that rattly sound. It's nothing important. It's just a water leak. It's um I got a 64-ounce creamer too. Um it's cheaper. Yep. I actually have someone offered to give me the kids a free Thanksgiving. Oh, that's cool. That's very, very cool. I know we have a couple of stores that are doing that this year, and I've never heard of them doing it before around here. But they're doing like a drawing kind of deal where they're offering. No, it isn't either. It's a regular feature with the store. They're doing a full Thanksgiving dinner. For they say it's a Thanksgiving dinner for 10. Turkey, green bean casserole, macaroni and cheese, um, sweet taters with marshmallow on them, and pumpkin pie. And I think they said it's $50 or something like that. Um, I don't remember what store it is, but the wife was telling me about it the other day. And it's like I never heard of that stuff before. Um, if you got an ulcer, it would be more tied to cream and sugar in coffee. Huh, that's crazy. French vanilla is my favorite. I normally get caramel, either caramel or caramel macchiato. I've always been a huge caramel or a toffee fan ever since I was like teeny tiny. So, but French vanilla is good in a pinch. I'll take French vanilla, especially real French vanilla. Um, sugar. I mean, I don't know. I have to pee constantly. That is a little more common for girls. Probably you always see the girls' bathroom full. I don't know. I've never been in a girl's bathroom. I mean, I'm a dude. I wouldn't mind as long as it's pretty and smells nice, and you know I don't hear like that rattle of somebody standing up at a toilet peeing. Then I would worry a hair, maybe, a little pretty and smell, a little incense burner going there, maybe some flowers, some pretty little curtain, better than a gruff old men's bathroom. Motorcycle parts hanging on the wall, black leather cushiony seats, you know, for a good time call written on the wall. I don't know. I've never seen a women's bathroom. And I have never heard of a woman getting an ulcer from cream and sugar in coffee. That is true. I've never heard of that either. Um, well, I lived for many years with five females. Um, the janitor at the federal facilities I worked at said that women were far more disgusting than the dudes. I don't see how, because if a woman can't get on a toilet and hit the hole and pees down the side of the toilet or up on the tank or on the floor, uh, I I I would tend to worry about them a little. I mean, yeah, I would be concerned about that one. No, you live near like a beach, lake area. Do they do anything for Christmas, like decorate the beach or something like that? Um, um, a little bit. They have a barge out here on Diamond Lake that they decorate up with lights and things like that, and it just kind of, until the lake starts to freeze. All the houses are very pretty decorated out there. But I know, I mean, a lot of us don't, comprehend the fact of money being no object. But a lot of these houses out here got $10,000, $20,000 in Christmas decorations that they put out every year, or they hire somebody, but they don't put them out themselves. I've never seen anybody out there working on their own house or working around their own house or in their own yard. Um, they've got landscaping crews that come around and do all the bushes and any weeds that are growing up in between the blocks in our driveways, cutting them out. And be nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be really nice to make or $500,000 a year and be able to hire folks to do it, but you kind of lose that personal thing. They hire new people. You finally get the crew that's working there um, used to how you like your stuff, and then they hire somebody new, and they have to go back and teach them again. I don't, I don't know. Oh, come here, ye. Come here, ye. Oh, glub, glub, glub. Glub, glub. Where's the coffee at? There we go. Much smaller mug than I'm used to. Only holds about half as much, so this thing's lasted me for, God, over 4 hours now. Ugh. Hot. Um, blah, 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 blah. Well, I didn't go in their bathroom to see the fact, but he did not tell me. But he did tell me that. Geez, imagine. Imagination is so much worse than fact. Because I know how the kid who identifies as a male still keeps his bathroom as a female. Yuck. Yuck. That bathroom is so bad sometimes, with him being the only one that uses it, except for me early in the morning, so I don't risk waking the wife up at 2 o'clock in the morning. But I go in there and I'm looking at stuff all over the mirror, and vanities completely covered in things, and got stuff in the sink, and toilet seats up. It's like, isn't it kind of funny how when you women use a bathroom that a guy uses too, you complain because we leave the seat up. But every morning I come in here, start the coffee pot, go in there to use the bathroom, and I got to put the seat down because nothing disgusts me more than looking at an unsightly toilet bowl. I don't know if he's trying to pee standing up or what the deal is, but or just ass backwards. I don't know. We used to go and drive around and view Christmas lights when the kids were little. We did as kids. Now, when my boys, that are all in their 30s, when they were little, we'd drive around sometimes. And there's a housing development, like Camp Ritchie folk, over here by South Bend. And they have this huge competition every year. I mean, there must be 200 houses in there. And they even, some of these, I go talking about money is no object. Some of these people have like live reindeer and stuff brought in. They put up a corral in the front yard. They got Santa out there waving at the cars, lights everywhere, 10,000 twinkle lights, 100,000 twinkle lights. Got 3 or 4 reindeer in a corral out there. And Santa's out there petting them and loving on them, stopping, posing for pictures. You know, great big, huge, moving animatronic stuff. One person out there does like Santa's workshop. And I don't know if it's a bunch of kids. I don't know if they actually know a elf organization around or something. But they'll have like these half rooms, got like 2 walls set up all over their yard, and right in the center of everything is Santa in this great big huge throne waving at cars. There's all these little elves running around, taking little wooden mallets and beating on wooden toys and stuff like that. And got these great big huge light up Christmas bulbs in the front yard and stuff like that. It's amazing to see. I would like to take my family to see that, but it seems like we always have to do because the wife always works on Christmas Eve. But they do it for the whole month of December. She just don't want to, go and sit or go and take our time because it takes about 3 hours to get through this place. Because I mean, it's a normal housing development, but there are so many people from all over Michiana that go and check that place out. It seems like they all want to go on the same damn days. My son never flushes. Most decorative. Hold on, I'm missing things here. I'm talking too damn much. I'm missing stuff. We used to go to tried it with grandkids. They weren't interested. That kind of hurt my heart. Yeah, it does me too. I really wish my family would get out and do that kind of stuff. But most decorations there these days are too generic. My son never flushes. That's funny. Tell me why in the gender thing do people not want to follow the science XXXY? I don't know. Live reindeer. Well, yeah, it's amazing. It seems to me that people decorate more for Halloween than Christmas around here. Oh, people go bat poop crazy around here for Halloween and Christmas. Um, Hell, there's a few houses around here, quite honestly, that run their Christmas lights year round. I mean, they take down all their big yard decorations, but they leave the lights on their house and everything around their windows and stuff, and they use them year round. These are the people that I like. You know, the ones that never lose the spirit. I love them. Um, we live in a small town. Our town is always decorated more so for Christmas, especially town square. Yeah, see, I'd love to see that town. That's we do the Christmas tree thing down here by the lake for the whole community. Usually around the 15th, around the middle of the month, the whole town gets together and they drink hot chocolate and eat cookies and wait for the Christmas tree lighting. Santa's down there to light the tree and pictures with Santa and stuff like that. But that's our big thing. And they moved the Christmas tree from the old log cabin museum where it's been for decades down here to the sculpture that's right here by Stone Lake, right down the road from here. If you come out to the front of my house and look, you can go down to the sculpture. We all call it the whale bones because all it is iron cylinders that go up in the air, and it's got these huge things that stretch across, and each one of them's got like some positive statement on it. We all call it the whale bone. That's what it reminds everybody of, is walking through a great big huge whale rib cage. But that's where they do the Christmas tree now. I put up like 100 Christmas driving to Louisiana. Hey, me. Hope you're doing good this morning, being safe out there, bud. They put up like 100 Christmas trees in the park and a large tree main intersection. When I took the kids trick-or-treating, there was one house that had their Christmas lights on. Why are you going to Louisiana for? Gumbo? I've been going. Yeah. I love me some gumbo, but yeah. I miss real Louisiana gumbo. Um, God, what was that other thing I used to eat? My God, I can't remember. Jambalaya. Love me some jambalaya. When I make jambalaya at home, which I've never been able to make here because these girls don't like spicy, but I got the chicken, I got some shrimp, I got some sausage, I got the rice, I got it all in there. Yummy, yummy. Even make homemade biscuits. Be loving that stuff. Um, why you go? I'll post pics. Please do. Please do. Hope you notice I've been loving all your pics. Everything you put on Facebook, everything you put on Instagram. I'm going in there dropping little hearts, dropping little loves. Like that Chrome Bean in Chicago. Wait, Walmart pop-up account. Christmas 12 weeks. Wow. I had gumbo once and got sick as all hell. Did you grow up in Tennessee where your parents lived, Drew? I bet Gatlinburg looks cool at Christmas. No, we actually moved out of Tennessee when I was teeny tiny, and I grew up in central Indiana. And when mom and dad retired, yeah, our little towns and stuff, um, which, mom and dad, they live in between Nashville and Chattanooga, but even closer, they live in between Pikeville and Crossville, Tennessee. And when you go down the mountain into the little town of Pikeville, um, that is your Christmas in Dixie. I mean, the courthouse square, the whole town, the mute. I mean, it's just festive. I love that. I love that. Um, it could have been the newness of the food for the 3 6 packs of beer I had with the meal. I had prior to the meal. Walmart pays way too well. Oh, I bet you go to different stores. I thought Pikeville was in Kentucky. There is a Pikeville, Kentucky, and a Pikeville, Tennessee. Yes, plus $50 per dock bump. Hell, that is nice. That is nice. That's that's the kind of job I need to get, so I don't have any more worries about birthdays and Christmas and like I said, that's just a huge concern of mine. Only bringing in, I think the max I bring in is $175 a pay period with the piddly hours I work, and it's always a stress and a strain. I need to get something like Me's got, where you are paid what you're worth for what you do. Um, I've been to Pikeville, Kentucky. I dated a guy who lived there years ago. Sounds like fun. And Pikeville, Kentucky is a pretty little town. Approximately how far are you um, from the state line, sir? I mean, I know approximately where you live at, but how far are you from Kentucky? I I lived in Kentucky for a while right after my first daughter was born. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Virginia and mountain for snow is the best. Any place in the South in the Christmas time where you can see the mountains, it don't matter to me if it is North Carolina, if it's Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, it don't matter. I'll be honest, and I very seldom let anybody in to this part of my life, but I would rather go back to seeing that again than sitting here in Michigan in a snowstorm where nothing's moving. Wind chills, 30 below zero, snow coming down so hard you cannot see the house across the street, and sitting here in front of my window and listening to Alabama's Christmas in Dixie and crying because I don't get to see the snow in the Smokies and I don't get to see the lights in Nashville or any of that. So I envy you, bud. I really honestly do. Not really. I was hoping to find a job, but there was far less opportunity in Kentucky that I left here in Illinois. I think it took me 3 hours to get there. It don't snow when it is brutally cold. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll send you pictures this year of wind chills 20, 25, 30 below and heavy snow because of all this damn lake effect we get. They are talking multiple storms this year from 5 to 6 foot drop. I mean, they are talking the 13-year storm. And everybody is agreeing with this now. I mean, it's been snowing in northern Michigan and up by Green Bay and stuff for over a week. And they're talking the 13-year storm, and they are talking multiple storms with, 4, 5, 6 foot of snow. So we'll see how well this goes when neither one of us can get out to work. Hell, they were doing work on the power lines the other day, and of course, didn't notify anyone. So we lost power for like 8 hours. How the hell are you supposed to cook or anything like that, or heat your house or anything when the electric's shut off? Let alone not open and close your damn fridge and freezer trying to find something that you can cook on a gas stove that you got to light with a match because the damn thing got electric ignition on it. I'll never understand. Um, hey, meant to tell you, a lady I work with went to where you lived with her daughters on vacation a few years ago. She said they ate at barbecue place that was so good. Wait, what the hell? She said best barbecue. Hey, I meant to tell you, a lady I work with went to where you lived with her, went to where I live with her daughters on vacation a few years ago. They said they ate at barbecue place that was so good. See, we got a brand new barbecue place here. That barbecue place that I think you're talking about closed down here about 3 years ago, and Bigby Coffee moved in. But on the other end of the town, right out here by the lake, they just opened a barbecue place this summer, and they are saying it is the best barbecue you're going to find north of Texas. I mean, they're doing up the brisket, they're doing barbecue beef, they're doing barbecue pork, they're doing barbecue everything. Barbecue chicken, and people are coming from miles around to eat that barbecue. Because not only is it what they claim to be the best barbecue north of Texas, it's the cheapest barbecue place you're going to find around. And the helpings, these are not helpings for skinny people. Um, all right, I can't wait no longer. I got to run to the bathroom, y'all. Talk real nice amongst yourselves. I'll catch up on this chat and everything here in just a minute. Oh, I'm going to have an accident. Oh, my bladder. Oh. Damn, just about got me all choked up talking about Christmas and Dixie. All right, let's see here. You bloody thing. We were talking the other day in her office, and she was telling me about her trip to Michigan, and I thought it was really cool because I've never met anyone who has been there. Wind chill isn't real, it's a feel thing. Yeah, I know, believe me. How the hell did I miss? Damn, I missed a lot. It's a feel thing. Geez, I hope we don't get hit hard. Um, Vermont had snow this weekend. I do need to empty my generators and fill with fresh gasoline. I know that's awful to lose electricity in winter. I wish I had one, Tony. I have two, Sarah. One is a whole house, and the other is a portable. It's 60 here, and I'm freezing my butt off. The whole house one has wheels and handles which ain't lifting it or rolling it anywhere that ain't paved. Wonder why the closed. She said was surprised at how good it was and didn't go to the new one because her daughters were in college when she went. It just didn't have the business. It did not have the business, not for having those big barbecue cookers outside they cooked on and everything, and handmade everything every day. And it just didn't have the business they needed, so it closed up. Um, Portable run setup here, maker. The whole house will run everything but the oven. So I paid over $1,000 for a generator that I have never used. I'm not complaining. It's here if needed, and I have 3 propane tanks. Just, you'll be ready. Oh yeah, Tony's always ready. Um, every time I type in Tony's name, my phone wants to change it to tiny. 60 is perfect weather. I'm 5'10" and weigh 142 as of last week. So tiny, not really. Hey, you're definitely in better shape than I am, old man, is all I can say, because I'm 5'7" and right at 200. Uh, can't lose any more weight than that. I have tried. I have been on diets. I've gone to the gym, everything, and I will drop down to that 200 threshold. Will never hit 199. Never. And my perfect, I feel unhealthy right now, compared, but my norm, what they say is my norm, it is another 20 pounds less than what I weigh now. They say 180 to 185 pounds for 5'7". How? How? I mean, I don't think I could lose another 20 pounds without falling through my own butthole. I just don't see it happening. If I could eat salads every day, I don't care if it's got chicken on it, I don't care if it's got some ground beef on it. I've even been known to thin slice like pork loin and put, little slabs of pork loin across the top of salad. And just, just drizzle a little bit of barbecue sauce or something, marinade, something on it instead of using salad dressing and stuff. Some big chunks of mater and, mushrooms and stuff like that on it. And I can't lose anymore. And a lot of times I'll just make a salad. Just a salad. No meat. Just a salad. Alright. Um, to be honest, the generators were bought from my cabin, so I could work there. I ain't really 5'10" anymore. Um, Shoes 1 inch back there. Good morning, Mr. Holton. Hope you're doing well this morning. With me, it didn't matter. Fucking A, it was the amount. I'm 6'4", and they want me at 185. They tell me I should be at around 165 to 170. And they seem to forget that whenever you do something, you do manual labor, you do work around the house, whatever the case may be, you put on muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So if you get down, let's say you get down to that ideal weight, you get down to that perfect weight, 160, 170, something like that, and you go to work every day and you're swinging a hammer or you're doing a lot of lifting or you're doing a lot of pushing and pulling, you're building muscle. So the only way that you're going to be that perfect ideal weight putting on muscle is to honestly weigh 10, 12, 15 pounds less than your ideal weight, which makes you not healthy. So you're either not healthy being underweight, but being at weight with muscle, or being at weight with just your weight and being heavy with muscle, and then listening to your doctor to complain at you because you're not at your ideal weight. Uh, looks looks like there's sun behind the clouds now. Yay! Go figure. Um, Not really, but life goes on. Tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it. Well, hello, Doc. How the hell you been? Haven't seen you or heard from you in God since forever. Oh, damn cigars. Just like you used to have to do in the old West. Lick 'em and stick 'em. Um, like the Viking helmet. Just got that on Halloween. One of my followers here in town gave it to me. I showed up at their little maze through the woods here in town, and I was done up as a Viking. He said, "You know, I got this after I saw you do your Viking at the Ren Fair doing security in May. I went to Florida and didn't get a chance to give it to you. Let me go get it." And he ran in the house and grabbed it and brought it out to me, and you know, it's heavy, but I could almost guarantee I could take a bullet to the brain pan in that thing and it just put a dent in it. That sucker is there. What you're seeing right there is about 3 layers of a decent gauge, and the banding right here is a fourth layer. That thing's absolutely incredible. I didn't realize they made them that thick, but that puppy is heavy. I'm good. I just been on the trail. Yep, I know. I don't know any friend has a studio in their basement. I'm starting my first day at the museum, so wish me luck. Oh, you're gonna have to message me and tell me about that, bud. How'd you? I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to message me and tell me about this museum gig. That's pretty cool. I like that. Congratulations and good luck. Um, does your friend have a oops digital audio workstation? Yeah, I've always wanted one of those kinds of helmets. Well, see, I've done the Viking thing for the last few years, and I've been trying to build a kit, but I could never afford one. I can't afford pot to pee in or window to throw it out of. Let alone going out and spending money on myself. But I've been trying to build my Viking kit because I do Viking when I do security for that Ren Fair every year. And the money that I make from doing that comes right back here to pay bills and make mortgage payment and stuff like that. So, you know, I've still got to get a couple more pieces to complete my Viking kit. Um, I'll figure it out. A couple $100. Those three or four pieces cost about the same as what that helm does from Grimfrost. Um, so yeah, I'll figure it out. Hopefully by May this year, I'll have my full Viking setup, so I won't have no worries. Um, I have Pro Tools and Fender Studio and Cool Edit Pro. Hell yeah, I gotta fill you in on the details, but I'm hoping to go to Wilson's Creek Battlefield, which has a nice museum. Very cool. The learning curve on Pro Tool is pretty steep for me. Any kind of recording equipment. I've said for years I need to get one of those little miniature mixing boards to sit like right here in front of the computer so I can, mix my different sound effects and my modulation and everything on my videos. But yeah, I would never understand how to use it, not having anybody around here to teach me how to use it. Don't forget, I am the one who coined the phrase technotard. Which is why I still do all of my sound effects and my voice editing and everything like that on regular apps that have this stuff built into it. And then it's not got a big selection of stuff built into it. It never changes, so you use what's available to you. You still doing paranormal investigations? Yeah, I actually have another channel. I've got this one here, and I've got a channel called Paranormal Papa Investigations, um, and that's where all of our paranormal stuff is over there, except for right here around Halloween when I try to throw in a little paranormal on this channel as well. But all my paranormal is over on Paranormal Papa Investigations. Um, I am debating a 16 or 24 track board. I have an 812 track mixer here. Huh. Very cool. Yeah, when I start doing the podcast and when I start doing Paranormal Papa's podcast over on the other channel, I really started looking for new microphones and Or let me rephrase that. When I started doing the podcast over there, I started to price new microphones, mixing boards, stuff like that. Because for me, shopping is always window shopping. Window shopping is always free. So I I do it. These are the things that I have on my list that I would like to get sometime before I croak and people start investigating me. Whether or not I will is a whole different animal. But yeah, 4 tracks are stereo, so it is 12 track, but half are together. Oh, that's cool. Do you guys have any cool reenactments up your way, like colonial stuff? We actually do. We have an 1812 fort in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They completely rebuilt the fort. Oh God, probably 50 years ago. The fort used to be across the road on the river right there, but there's a large hotel there now, and the historic society had this piece of land where the fort sits at now, and they completely rebuilt the fort. They do a lot of colonial, a lot of Napoleonic, a lot of French and Indian War. Yeah, Rev War, God, Indian War. Um, but I normally, when I plan on going to one of those events, I try to get a hold of them early. That way, I don't have to set up a tent outside the fort. I can stay in like the officers' quarters inside the fort. So I have, all the ironware in the fireplace to do all my cooking on, hang my coffee pot from. I've got a fireplace in my room. I've got a goose down mattress to sleep on. Um, Also, it's really cool to get up in the morning with your britches and your suspenders on and walk outside and sit down on your chair and drink your coffee and see everybody else running around shivering when it's 68, 70 degrees inside your room. It gets so hot in there sometimes you got to open the door up to let the heat out. Which I've been friends with the fort for years. I was 8 or 9 years old the first time I went there for school, and when I got old enough and started doing the reenactments, every chance I get to go there and participate in one of their gatherings or an encampment or whatever. I've even done pirate festivals there, like Great Lakes pirates, French, English, Spanish, Canadian. Um, buh, 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 buh. I bought this board back last band day, so 15, 20 years ago. Um, I don't know what programs and software they use. Um, they have a big sound board and pretty good size workstation. They know more than I do about recording and mixing and mastering. Learn more about that. I'm just getting into the Napoleonic stuff. I've actually got a friend lives in Illinois. he he's the one that puts on the Napoleonic event there in Fort Wayne every year. I went the first year, and then the guy I used to go with um, completely got out of reenacting. Uh, so I haven't been to the last two. No, I take that back. I haven't been to the last four because we went the year before the pandemic and didn't go in 2020, and I've not made it to the last four events: 2022, 23, 24, 25. So, well, I'm really I'm trying to get back into that mode, uh, and find ways to get to the events, especially over at the fort. I love supporting historic Fort Wayne in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Um, you do your research, look up a guy called Matt Anthony Wayne. He was very famous here in the Midwest, in the Great Lakes region, Indiana, Ohio, um, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, Fort Wayne and Fort Wayne, Indiana, were both named after Matt Anthony Wayne. He was nuts. He was a naval commander, and he was nuts. It's the only way to put it. Hence the name Matt Anthony Wayne. Wasn't because he was grumpy all the time. It's because he was Fruit Loops. I still want to do the reenactment stuff. I'm finally old enough. But the only sucky thing is I'm so rural. But eventually, when I go to Wilson's Creek, I want to fire some cannons. Artillery is always fun, especially the first time you get to do it. Even something as simple as sitting down on at a picnic table and making the loads. Packing the powder, making the foil loads, and then being able to go up, drop your load in the barrel, ram it down, to take your piercer and to pierce the foil, drop the fuse in, or even better, if you're really lucky, um, you've got the pull pin on your artillery piece. So when you ram that gunpowder down, um, when you pull the lanyard on the back of the artillery piece, it pierces and sets off the spark. Now, one thing we do up here, especially with Civil War, down in Hartford City, Indiana, um, and I don't know if it's still this way or not, but for many years they had the largest night fire east of the Mississippi. They would have 30 or 40 artillery pieces set up on a hill overlooking the highway, about 150 yards from the highway. And they would just have these artillery pieces line up. And they would make these special loads for the artillery pieces that were partial gunpowder, partial firework powder. And everybody did it. All the different artillery companies that came down to that event would make these loads, and they'd make 15, 20 loads. They'd go out and spend a buttload of money on fireworks just to tear the fireworks apart and buy the firework powder, or get the firework powder to mix with their gunpowder. So when they set off those cannon loads, they would have firework, basically flames shooting out of these things, different colors. Um, Absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. I loved it. if if Justin is still in here, he could tell you all about working with an artillery unit. Uh, I don't think I've known Justin to do anything but work with artillery units. So he knows all about the stuff. I worked with the 12th Georgia for like a year or two, but Justin's been with artillery units, I think, ever since he got into Civil War. So he knows all about them. Um, buh, 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 oh yeah, here we go. Hell yeah, screw cavalry. I want to hear the cracking of muskets and the boom of the cannon. Oh, definitely. Morning, Bud Files. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. Firework powder, like for colors. Yeah, like for colors. Those powders are metal derivatives. I don't know what it is, but I know it's cool. I did a video, oh God, 5 or 6 years ago of Hartford City and had the night fire going. It was on, the old channel, like Living History Comes Alive. So all those videos are gone. Um, but yeah, definitely an experience. People will park along the highway, way out in front of these things, and just watch the blasts move down the line at them. It's very very cool, very cool. Doing all right. You're doing good. I am well, thank you. Got trick or treat out of the way. Halloween is done for a year. Now comes Thanksgiving and Christmas, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, 4th of July. Man, we have a lot of excuses for holidays around here. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still kind of envy our friends in the UK having all those holidays and all the Boxing Days that go with them and stuff like that. Any excuse you can find for a holiday, I'm all for it. Not that I really do anything different. I still get up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, come in here and work till everybody else gets up, then go out there and do whatever. So yeah, I mean, do it to it. Oh man, I cannot believe it is almost that time already. We got us like 5 big whopping minutes left. I got to catch up on some of the videos that people have released over the weekend and, start working on stuff for our two channels. This one here and Paranormal Papa Investigations. I got to start getting some videos done up for them. I think I've all my pre-uploaded videos ended on Halloween, so I got to get stuff rolling for this week, but and next week, week after that. So I'm going to be real busy for the next weeks. I got to get this house completely reorganized and straightened up because I am getting my mom and dad for Thanksgiving. They said they are tired of coming up and staying at my sister's place and only seeing me like 1 or 2 days because, it's a 6 hour round trip between my place and my sister's. Um, so they're going to come up here and stay for a few days, have Thanksgiving with us. My oldest son and his wife and kids will probably come up. So the wife has to work Thanksgiving, so I get to do the whole dinner myself. Yippee-ki-yo, mutter futter. I'm really enjoying that. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do here in the next 3 weeks. And hope and pray that, we don't have 4 foot of snow on the ground while mom and dad are trying to drive 3 hours up to us for visit and Thanksgiving and stuff, especially after over 20 years of not dealing with snow. A little bit out of practice, and their reflexes are not as good as they were in the 60s. So, well, I should say their reflexes aren't as good as they were in their 60s. Holidays don't mean much around here as far as daily activities. Um, I got to get back on the trail, but I'll tell you later about the museum gig. Sounds good, bud. I cannot wait. Um, those dinners are fun to prepare with one oven. I manage it. I manage it. Her and I can do a Christmas dinner side by side on that little tiny oven, and have the stuffing and the sweet potatoes, the turkey, the ham, green bean casserole, everything. Every once in a while, I'll get a burr up my butt and I'll do like some homemade macaroni and cheese or homemade scallop potatoes or something. That's just one more thing that has to go in an oven with 2 racks. So, and I've told you guys about my turkey thing. I want to buy at least a 20-pound turkey. The bigger the better with me because I want to live on turkey from Thanksgiving till Christmas. Because for some reason, haven't figured it out yet, the wife only wants ham on Christmas. So I want a big turkey so I can have like turkey and stuffing, turkey leftovers, make turkey salad, uh, whatever the case may be. Uh, turkey and noodles, turkey and dumplings, turkey, turkey, turkey. Can never talk her into buying a turkey anytime except Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving comes around, I want to live on turkey for a month because I won't see turkey again till the next Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the more busy one. Always, always, because usually it's just me and her and the kid, maybe her son and his wife, now the granddaughters, maybe her mom. And that's usually all Christmas is here. But Thanksgiving, we have friends and family and extended family and everybody coming in here. So I always do it up. I always do it up. I try to do good. We'll see. I got to get my hair cut. I was going to let it grow a little bit longer again, but man, it is making my ears itch. Um, Cooking pies under the turkey and all the sides and the ham. Yep. Try to stay busy. That's all you can do to. Oh, but all right, guys. It is that time. I normally have to bake 5, 6 different pies um, to suit the masses. I know how that is. Got to have pumpkin pie. I got to have my sugar cream pie. That's every once in a while you'll catch a sweet potato pie around here or something like that. Maybe a pecan pie. Um, Other than that, for me, it's turkey, turkey, turkey. But I am gonna hit it. Take care, folks. Have a good day and week. You do the same, Tony. Um, like I said, I'm gonna be working, so same old, same old. But we'll catch you all next Monday morning. Same fat time, same fat channel, and we'll do it all over again. But let me see here. The biggest hit was caramel apple pie. You know, I've wanted to make one and still haven't. One of these days. But I know I'm making Christmas cookies this year like Grandma used to do. My grandma. Never went over there at Christmas time that there wasn't about 20 different kinds of cookies sitting on that table. Everything from peanut butter squares, peanut butter fudge, Mexican wedding cakes, ginger snaps, sugar cookies. I'm doing it this year. But until next week, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. And I will see you guys next Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll talk about this week. Yeah, all that fun stuff. We'll catch y'all later. See if I can do this without sticking my hand in the way. Hey, I think I did it.